In this video, we want to write the equation of a linear function in slope-intercept form. A linear function will show you a straight line. The line has to be straight for a linear function. There are multiple representations of a linear function, including graphs, equations, tables, ordered pairs, verbal descriptions, just to name these. And being able to translate between these multiple forms is essential in solving problems that involve linear functions. So, in this video, we want to write the equation of this graph in slope-intercept form. Intercept form of any linear function is written as y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope and b represents the y-intercept. So b is the y-intercept and m is the slope. That means in this video where we have slope, we can say m equals. So if you see m equals a number, that means the slope equals that number. So we need two things then from this graph in order to write the equation in this form. We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. The easy one to get is the y-intercept. The y-intercept occurs where the line crosses on the y-axis. So this is the y-axis here. We're looking at this red line. It crosses the y-axis right here. But what is the number right here? So we can look at how the axis is graduated. We see it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the odd numbers are missing, but there is space for them. There's room for them. So the number that is supposed to be here is a 5. So this 5 is the y-intercept. So this is what b equals. b equals 5. So we already know what b equals. b, which is the y-intercept, will be 5 for this graph. Now we know the y-intercept, we need the slope in order to write the equation. So the kind of points you want to pick for your slope are points that occur where the square lines cross each other. You don't want to pick a point right here because you will not be able to get its exact x value. You want to pick a point right here so that you know its x value is 1 and you know its y value is 3, for example. So there are multiple ways you can go about getting the slope of this line. One way is to make a triangle between 2 points. I take another point right there and make a right triangle. So if I have to travel from here to here, and I don't have to use this line, I want to use a horizontal and a vertical line, then this is going to be my travel. I will go 2 units to the right. I will not continue going to the right because I'm trying to go here, so now I need to go down. So this is my direction of travel. I go 2 units to the right, and then I go vertically down, and then I hit that point. Okay, so how many units did I travel and in what direction? So from this point, I traveled 2 units to the right. So I traveled from x equals 1 to x equals 3. So to get how much travel I have done here, I will do 3 minus 1. So there is a 3 right here, and there is a 1 right here. So this is the travel that I have done on the x-axis because that is called a run. Okay? We calculate slope from rise over run. So slope is calculated from the rise divided by the run. And this rise could also be a drop, as we are going to see in this case. So my travel from here to here is 3 minus 1, which is 2 units to the right. And so here I'm going down. So going down means that numbers are reducing on the y-axis. But how much drop do I make? So when I'm making a drop, first it will be negative, telling me that I'm dropping from this height all the way down. But how much drop? This number right here, this is 2, this is 4, so this is 3. So I'm dropping from 3 all the way to -1 right here. So look at that distance. From 3 to 0 is 3 units, and then to -1 is another 1 unit. So distance is not negative. So my drop all the way is 4. Okay? So I get my drop by doing 3 minus -1. And when we subtract integers, when we have two negative signs, we get a positive. So that's the same as 3 plus 1. And so I drop 4 units. Okay? But because I'm dropping, again, this will be -4. The -4 means that I am up here at the height of 3, and then I go down 4 units. I'm going down. That is why this is negative. Okay? I'm going down. So I get here at -1. So now that I know my rise and my run, this is my run right here. This +2 is the run, and this -4 is the rise, which in this case is a drop. So the slope, so M is a rise of, or a drop of -4 divided by a run of +2. And we can simplify this. -4 divided by 2, we can simplify this to get -2 over 1, or just -2. So now I know B is 5, and I also know that M is -2. This is the time to write the equation of the line. So the equation will be y equals -2x plus 5. Sometimes you may be asked if the line is increasing or decreasing. This is how you know a decreasing line. From left to right, it will be like sliding down. It will be like a slide. Like if you're here, you can slide down this line. Okay, from left to right. Also, to know if a line is decreasing, the slope will be negative. So we see the slope here is -2. So that tells us that it's a decreasing line. So we have another graph here whose equation we want to write in the form y equals mx plus b. So we want to write the equation of this graph as y equals mx plus b. Two things we need to write the equation. We need to know the slope, which is m. We need to know what m equals. And we also need to know what b equals. Then we will be able to write the equation. All right, let's start with the b, which is the y-intercept, which is easy to find. We look for where this line crosses the y-axis. This is the y-axis. The line crosses the y-axis right here. We read this number. This number here is -1. So the y-intercept is -1. Now we need the slope. There are multiple ways to find the slope. You could pick, it all starts with 2 points. You can pick 2 points and decide to make a triangle. I can make a smaller triangle or a bigger triangle. I will get the same slope. So I'll take a smaller triangle to keep numbers small. Then if I am traveling from this point to this point, and I have to use a run and a rise, then I'm making a run from 2 to 4, which is 2 units, +2 units because I'm going to the right. And then from here, I'm going up 3 units. From 2 to 5 is 3 units, so I'm making a rise of +3. So we know that slope is given by the ratio of the rise divided by the run. So now that I know slope is represented by the letter m, so now that I know my rise is 3 and my run is 2, then my slope is 3/2. So over here, my slope is 3/2. Okay, now I know my slope and I know my y-intercept. I can write the equation in this form. So the equation will be y equals 3 x over 2 plus negative 1 plus negative 1. This equation can simplify to y equals 3x over 2 minus 1, because adding a negative number is just the same as subtracting. So this is the equation of this line, and I can write the equation on the line as this is the line y equals 3 over 2x minus 1. This equation is the equation of this line. A line that has a positive slope is an increasing line. So this is an example of an increasing line.